Okay, stop me if you've heard this one before. Vote for me and I will give you deportations. We will deport them all. And then that person gets voted. And deportations don't happen. Huh? Have you heard this story before? Have you ever wondered why? And it's important to wonder why in order to know how to move forward, in order to know if it's going to happen in the future, right? But like for some reason, people don't want to have this conversation because it's too emotional and it's too complex. But like that's fair. That's fair. We'll have the conversation right here. So as you can see, apparently there is a new leaked government document which shows that the UK is unable to deport 50% of all illegal migrants due to asylum and human rights claims. There is a Time magazine. It's interesting that I guess like Labor has commissioned the document, which means that, well, like Labor maybe wanted to deport them. I don't know. But the document was commissioned, right? I don't know why it's secret, because like I could have told you before the document that the problem exists. In fact, I think I already made a video. But the solution to the problem is very interesting, right? Like people are posting Rupert. It's like, okay, well, Rupert is going to do the deportations. Vote for him and he will do what Labour cannot. Here's the interesting problem, right? And this is what people need to understand about the modern state. In the modern state, we have this weird thing which is called separations of power, okay? Rupert, if he manages to win, he's not going to march himself into the neighborhood and drag Fatima while her four brothers beat the living shit out of him, right? Like, look at him. He's not going to, like, physically, him with his party, like, descend and drag people. No, what he is going to do is that he's going to sign a piece of paper, right? Now, that piece of paper allegedly is going to mobilize people that are associated to institutions, right? So, like, he can mobilize the police, he can mobilize the military, he can mobilize whomever the fuck he wants, right? Like, if he's prime minister, he can sign piece of paper. This is what Rupert can do. The problem is that a judge can also sign a piece of paper. And a judge can basically say, no, the order is unlawful. Why? Because it contravenes with like other agreements that the government signed. All of a sudden, the piece of paper becomes something you can take a piss on. Now, I'm not saying this in order to make people think that nothing can be done, because I will tell you what the solution is. But I'm telling you so that we can finally move to the adults table and understand how modern nations work. Okay? Like, there is something that needs to be discussed so that the next time someone says, vote for me and I will give you deportations, the thing that everybody needs to ask is, okay, how? And if that person comes up with an actual solution, then you should believe them. If that person doesn't come up with an actual solution, well, he's probably going to be another Tory. I'm not saying that Rupert doesn't have a plan. Maybe he does, but he needs to explain, like, how are you going to do the deportations, right? You sign the piece of paper, the judge says that no, and so, like, the police doesn't have to follow your orders, the military doesn't have to follow your orders, and by the way, they won't. That's literally what will happen, right? Like, if a judge says it's unconstitutional, unless you have, like, already changed the entire police force and the military, and you're having, like, a coup against the judicial arm, which is unlikely, you're not going to do it. Now, the interesting thing is people say repeal, repeal, repeal. You can, yes. If he gets like 50 plus 1% of the vote, then you can repeal. Is he going to get 50 plus 1% of the vote? Unlikely in this decade, right? Now, even if you get 50 plus percent of the vote, and you repeal, usually the way the law works is that it functions after the repeal. So like more asylum seekers are not going to be able to come, but the ones that came under the previous law have the previous law applied to them. So the question is, like, how do you do the deportations? Well, the important thing is not to think about the government deporting people, because that costs money. The best way to think is about people deporting themselves. Right? Because if you try to deport people, there is another problem, besides the fact that the judge can sign an order. It's like, deport them to where? Like, for example, Syria doesn't want them. Like, how do you force them inside Syria? Like, do you declare war on Syria? Do you mobilize the British Navy and, form a beachhead and push them? Another nation needs to have them. That's the big problem, right? And so, again, the government deporting them is expensive. If you can get them to deport themselves, well, all of a sudden, the problem is solved. So, like, how do you get them to deport themselves? Well, very simple. For example, Britain is a nation that has very strong tradition of respecting animal rights. Halal meat is sacrificed in a way that does not respect animal rights. And so you can ban it. Oh my goodness, ban halal meat. Well, I mean, if you want to deport someone that can't be deported, that's difficult. But banning halal meat is actually more accomplishable, right? And so all the people that want to maintain their halal diet are going to find Britain intolerable, right? Circumcision. That is mutilation. That is child mutilation, not in Britain. You ban it, right? Now, people are going to rebel. You're going to go on the street and that is a crime. Asylum seekers, even under human rights laws, are not allowed to do these things. Now, you're not deporting them because they are in the country illegally. You're deporting them because they have committed crimes. Oh my goodness. You see how it works? And then when people realize that things are getting bad, some of them will leave. Are you going to get like everyone leaving? No, but like I'm guaranteed to you, you're going to get less coming in, and you're going to get even less that want to stay. Now, if you want the nuclear option, and this will like deport everybody, abolish the welfare state. Like that's it. Oh, you want to come to Britain? Oh, that is wonderful. Wonderful. What, you want a free hotel room? No, you're an asylum seeker. You're not a tourist. Tourists get hotel rooms, right? Like what? Do you want money? Like we don't have any. We're not giving any. Or you lower the welfare to the point where, like people can get something symbolic. $20 a month, $30 a month. You're going to see self-deportations unlike the world has ever seen before, right? Like this is how you actually do it. And this is how you can have finally a serious conversation regarding the subject. Because no, you're not going to sign a piece of paper and get the police to do it as long as judges can declare that it's illegal. And it is illegal. But guess what? Lowering the welfare is not illegal. Banning halal meat because it's animal cruelty, especially if you have a team of lawyers so you can frame it in a way that it doesn't feel like an attack on halal meat, is not illegal. Banning circumcisions is not illegal, right? So like you need to come up with a system that's common sense, that has things that are achievable, and that's how you do it. You don't say like vote for me and I will then I will start deportations. How? What's the plan? Oh, you don't have one? Okay. Talk to me when you do. Again, it's not about Mr. Rupert, right? Like, it's just an example. Like, you can apply what I've said to literally any other nation on planet Earth. Japan, Greece, Italy. Like, it doesn't matter, right? Like, you need to understand, the Prime Minister is not God. We do not have theocracies, right? I know we're importing Muslims, but we're not importing their system yet. Like, when you will have the Shah, or when you will have the supreme leader, well, then maybe. But until then, institutions do not have to follow illegal mandates, right? Like in a nation of law. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you feel about liberal nations. The Prime Minister is not the emperor, last time I checked. Nor is he the dictator. Now, if you do want the dictatorship, that is different, but in order to have the dictatorship, like, do you have enough citizens to form the dictatorship? Because, like, that's another question, right? If you cannot even get 50 plus 1% of the votes, do you think you can make the dictatorship happen? I don't think you can make the dictatorship happen. Anyway, right, let me know what you guys think, and as usual, we'll see each other in the comment section. Take care.